So on to movie trailers that we did see this week. Marvel just about broke the internet 3 times this week.
Right.
We got our second and probably first full-length proper trailer for Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. We got the teaser for Avengers Endgame. I don't have to call it Infinity War 2 anymore. We actually have a name for it. And Spider-Man Far From Home. At the time of this taping, we have not seen the Far From Home trailer.
Right.
But we are told Saturday at the Brazil Comic-Con, they're going to drop the first trailer, or the first, at least, teaser for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Holy cow.
It's the one with, it's going to have Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Man.
We've seen all those cool spider suits that, like the stealth suit, the cool black and red suit. So hopefully we see it. It may not drop worldwide. It may just drop at the Comic-Con, but...
Did you get to see Jake Gyllenhaal's Instagram post this week? Where
No,
he joined Instagram, and it just shows him with the Mysterio comic, and it just says, I just found out I'm not playing Spider-Man after he's reading a
I did
Mysterio
see that.
comic.
That was hilarious.
Like, what the? I don't know. It's great.
Yeah. Super excited for Mysterio because it's a character they've never really done before. But on to trailers that we did see this week. On Monday, Marvel and Disney dropped the second trailer for Captain Marvel.
Amazing, by the way.
Yes. Ralph, give me your thoughts on the Captain Marvel trailer. What'd you
my
love?
God.
What'd you not like?
I liked it all. I liked the little glimpse of the Skrulls, Nick Fury without his eye patch, like him having a relationship with Carol Danvers.
Yes.
Danvers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and her with the mohawk over the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
on
gorgeous.
point. She just looks great.
Yeah.
She does seem a little stiff in the face every now and then, but I feel like that's going to be part of her character. Like,
I was going to say the same thing.
that you need to understand.
She's brainwashed. What we learned from the trailer. She's kind of brainwashed by the Kree, and I think they're playing into this kind of stiff character for a reason. Because we were talking about an Academy Award-winning actress. She's not a stiff actress.
Right.
She's absolutely spectacular. I think by the end, and they kind of show that. They show that evolution of her from being a noble Kree warrior to her evolution into the big red and gold suit where she's flying through space. The last 15 seconds of this trailer,
Oh my god.
it's like the greatest 15 seconds.
CGI gold.
Oh, yeah.
It was spectacular. You see her flying off into space, taking out an entire armada of Skrull ships single-handedly.
That was awesome.
By far the most powerful character we're going to see in the MCU, probably ever. And possibly the new leader of the Avengers. Who knows?
I think one of the main reasons they released this trailer so quickly after the second one, though, is maybe like AARP kind of freaked out about her punching an old lady in the face.
That's so funny because
So they kind of had to show that, okay, it's not really an old lady, it's a Skrull.
I feel like they did that on purpose. People kind of
I
freaked
did
out a
too.
little bit of why is this new hero punching an old lady in the
Yep.
face?
Well, anybody that knows Skrulls, man, could
Right.
understand, like, okay, that's not an old woman. But if you don't know, you're like, what the
just
hell?
happened?
Exactly. Fans knew that was Skrulls,
Yeah.
and it's funny because in this trailer, it's like they really had to spell it out for people.
Yeah.
You have Nick Fury doing his voiceover saying, okay, the Skrulls are the bad guys, and you're a Kree,
I think
a race of intergalactic warriors or something like that.
Warrior
Noble-
heroes.
noble
he says warrior
warriors.
heroes, and she says,
She says noble warrior heroes, which I thought was a clunky line, but then she smiles at the end. It's like, okay, I'm going to love to see this little road trip with Fury and Danvers.
yeah, I can already feel the relationship. I feel like it's looking fun.
Yeah,
be great.
it looks absolutely spectacular. You get to see our first look at, what was her name?
Oh, Annette Bening.
Annette Bening.
Yeah.
Who is, I guess,
I
like
had
the
no
head
idea she was gonna be in
Kree.
the
Or,
movie.
yeah, the head Kree lady. You see the blood transfusion
Yeah.
of them transfusing Kree blood into Carol Danvers. She gets the green bloody nose. She looks at her hand. She's like, "What is this green blood?" They show like the Kree just, and even with the voiceover with Annette Bening saying, "We made you what you are. We gave you more powers so you could live longer and be stronger." They really brainwash her into being a noble Kree warrior.
Yeah.
Theories going around that
Uh-oh.
maybe they're going to do a flip. Maybe the Kree are going to be the bad guys in this movie.
What?
I
And the
think that's what it's
Skrulls wind
sounding
up
like.
being more, not necessarily the good guys, but maybe
Kind of like a Thanos thing where you might side with the bad guys.
exactly like maybe the Kree have just, or the Skrulls have already kind of been here, but they don't have ill intentions, and the Kree is bringing their war to Earth. So at the beginning of the movie, you think, okay, the Krees are the good guys, the Skrulls are the bad guys, and then they're going to flip the script on us.
Is that how it is in the comics? Or I feel like
No, the Skrulls are usually bad, but there's plenty of times in the comic books, like in
are the Kree bad?
they're bad intergalactically, but there's plenty of times that the Avengers have teamed up with the Skrulls.
Right.
And the Kree, same way. They're good
Yeah.
guys, bad guys, depends.
Maybe the Kree just like destroyed their planet or something, and it's like they're just trying to avenge.
Yeah, I feel like
Exactly.
maybe she's a little brainwashed into thinking she's doing it for good, and
Yeah.
then halfway through the movie she finds out that they're all just bad, and that's why she's going back to fight them.
Exactly. I kind of got that vibe.
Interesting.
for sure.
And is Nick Fury
they're
a
Skrulls,
Skrull?
True.
All right, Vegas betting odds. Is Nick Fury a Skrull? You don't think?
I don't
No.
know.
Because I don't know. That Nick Fury petting the cat, that's not my Nick Fury. And then Carol turns around and says, Fury. I think she knows that Nick Fury is a Skrull
You think?
and doesn't tell him. No, I don't think at all. I don't really believe that.
I feel like because it's going to be like based in the 90s before all the Avengers were brought together by Nick Fury, that now it leads like to a possibility of somebody in S.H.I.E.L.D. or even maybe one of the Avengers being a Skrull,
Mm-hmm.
How awesome would that be?
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Man, you guys
maybe
are blowing
Agent
my mind
Coulson
here.
is a Skrull. So much to dig into. That's like the trailer didn't blow people's minds all that much,
Mm-hmm.
but it gave us just enough for the fans to start theorizing. And the movie comes out in March, guys. We're only
Right around the corner.
4 months away from what's going to be the greatest few months of our entire lives, I think. Because right after that, in April, Avengers 4 Endgame.
Woohoo!
Holy crap, what an amazing teaser trailer this was. The saddest, most depressing trailer I've ever seen. Ralph, what were your favorite parts about this trailer?
Oh, that whole Tony Stark beginning, because
Gut-wrenching.
he's had that anxiety since the first Avengers. So you kind of, if you're following Tony, you know how freaked out he is, And for him to be stuck on that ship with nothing left, you kind of feel that closing in on him.
I know, that line where we ran out of food and water 4 days ago, we're running out of oxygen tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So his last act is to send a message to Pepper Potts.
And hope that she gets it.
Now, you know who's going to get that message? Captain Marvel.
That's right.
She's going to
swoop
be,
in and save
she
the
got
day.
Fury's tweet or
Sweet.
text.
Called a
and
page.
she's on her way back to Earth and is going to come across Tony floating in space,
Yeah, I think you're right.
mere breaths away from death.
That's pretty awesome.
So-
How is she going to receive that message, though?
I don't know.
Is she just like
Or maybe she just
goes
happens to
from
cross.
pager? Does she have like an intergalactic pager that picks up any type of?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
she does. She's got the police scanner, the Kree version of a police scanner.
Yeah,
See, I don't think she gets Tony Stark's message. I think she gets Nick Fury's message, and she's on her way to Earth.
And just
She
happens.
just happens to cross.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's just got those psychic abilities that she
Well.
just knows and senses him around and
Yep.
goes and gets him.
Also on the ship, I would assume, is Nebula on the ship with Tony Stark.
Yeah, 'cause-
There's a shot in there where Nebula kind of puts her hand on what looks like a sack that is like strapped down to the side of the spaceship inside. I think what's in that bag is Gamora's body.
No way, that's morbid, dude.
I think she goes back, scoops up Gamora's body, and is bringing her body back with her. That's just my own fan theory.
No, that
makes
means
sense.
she would have had to find her way to Vormir and then back to Titan. Or maybe they went
That's a
from
good point,
Titan
too.
to Vormir.
And that's where they burned up all their
God,
food.
I still
and-
remember all the planet
I
names.
know.
What a nerd.
I know, right?
Yep.
Nerd alert.
Yeah. Maybe that's not the case. We do see finally Hawkeye back looking like a straight badass.
Right?
Yeah,
Hung up the bow and arrow and he pulled out a sword.
Yep, that was interesting.
What, did you see him remove the mask? I didn't see
Yeah.
him with a mask at first, but he's gonna have that full Ronin mask.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna look great.
Oh, he looks like a total badass. I never thought I'd be super excited to see Hawkeye in the film, but I really am based on this trailer.
The other person that was missing from Avengers 3, it was Scott, Ant-Man.
Scott
who we get
Lang.
to see in this
Oh, my God.
trailer.
It was
That's
so great.
my favorite part of the trailer.
It was, because it was such a downer, such a depressing trailer. Everybody's sad, everybody's crying, and then right at the end, you see Scott Lang all happy and optimistic at the front door. It's just this nice breath of hope.
Yep.
Right at the end of the trailer, where he's like, "You remember I'm Scott Lang? We
a couple years ago, we fought at the airport, and then Cap looks at Black Widow and says, "Is this old?" Because they're obviously not like at that point. I think that Scott came back to a timeline that he thinks he's back to his
Same
timeline,
time.
but he's probably a few years.
This could be
future.
10 years in the future.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know. That's the beauty of this trailer, is they gave us all kinds of fun new footage, just enough for fans to start picking apart and theorizing, but not enough to give you the plot at all.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. How he did ask, "Is this old? Like, is this?"
Yeah.
And then Black Widow says, "No, that's the front door."
Yeah, and that's
so that
cool
breath of hope you get. Another little breath of hope is at the beginning of the trailer when you see the Marvel Studios logo, it gets dusted away.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the trailer, the Avengers logo gets de-dusted and goes from dust and forms into the Avengers A.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like, oh, that's the hope of we're bringing back the crew. We're undusting what Thanos did. We got little bits of Thanos, obviously, just that one shot of him walking through the poppy fields.
And the Scarecrow.
Limping. Oh, the Scarecrow was incredible.
I think that scene was from the first movie, at the end of the first movie, where he's walking through those fields.
No, the first one, he's just sitting there staring off, watching the sun rise on a grateful universe. He's just sitting there looking at the sun.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't walk through his place.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him walking through the farm yet, but it's interesting. You see him kind of limping. You know, there's this one little shot where he's walking. You can tell he's injured. He's still wearing the gauntlet, but of course the gauntlet's all busted and rusty. He hung up his armor. He's done. His fight is done.
Can you tell we watched this trailer like
100,000 times?
These are the things you catch when you.
It was an amazing trailer.
So much to dig into. And Ant-Man shows up to the front door in the van, the van that holds the quantum tunnel in the back.
Somehow he gets back. We have no idea how, because he was, as we saw in Ant-Man and Wasp, he stuck in the quantum realm. So,
yeah, how does he get back, and when does he get back? How many years in advance is this? Because you see a freshly shaven Captain America. You don't know what year this is. Everybody looks good. Thor, you get to see in like a hoodie.
I know, poor depressed
He's
Thor.
just sitting there all sad in his hoodie.
Yeah.
Didn't see didn't see Rocket. Didn't see any of the survivors. You did see though one little Easter egg there when Bruce Banner is looking at the pictures of all the people that they think got dusted. You see Spider-Man, you see Scott Lang, and in the corner you see Shuri.
Yeah.
Everybody thought, at least I thought, that the way that they were going to make this work is Tony Stark was going to link up with Shuri. They're going to make some kind of time-traveling technology, but no, Shuri's gone. Shuri's dusted.
Fan theories.
So many Easter eggs. It was such a cool trailer.
But then again, they show the picture of Scott too, and we know he's alive. So maybe she's missing, and they just don't know where she is, and she's okay. It could be anything.
Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm so excited for the quantum realm scene. Like anything Ant-Man, how he got there, he knows something, so he's excited. He's at that front door. He's like, dude, something went down. Open this door.
Yeah.
So cool.
So good. And
I can't wait.
Final thing that you see in the trailer is that they moved up the release date from May to April. It was supposed to come out on Free Comic Book Day. I hate it when they do that. It's the same thing they did with Infinity War. They bumped it up from May to April.
Yeah,
They're doing the same thing this year. So we're going to get it mere weeks after Captain Marvel.
That's crazy.
Captain Marvel.
God, it's going to be released earlier. I hate it.
I know, right? Chuck is the weirdest.
Give me the movie now, dude. If they would release it in January, I'd be so freaking happy. Just release it on Christmas. So yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of the trailer. Leave us a comment on this video. Let us know. You know, you got your own fan theories? Give us a shout out. Last thing we want to talk about, guys.